Have an artist like Prince like stand up for you and make you feel like you are part of the production, not a part of the background. It's pretty amazing. I sang and performed at the premiere of a Pokemon movie.
Stacey, how many photos have we just gone through? And how is that the thing that impresses your daughter the most?
Exactly.
Are we raising our kids right? I don't know
I don't
anymore.
think we are.
I don't think we
I
are.
don't think we are. So
Can you speak to like?
Do you want the Disney version or do you want the real version?
I mean, let's get
Do
the
you
real
want me
version.
to pop the bubble or do you want to stay in the Disney synergy?
I mean, it's been 26 years. I feel like we can pop some bubbles. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So.
Well, I mean, so again, my biggest fear with this interview was I was going to run out of time. So I even have all these notes. Again, now as a teacher, you would find this, you would be horrified.
I love it.
You would be horrified.
No,
like this makes no sense.
That's your brain on paper. I love it. I want to hear these questions.
So, so yeah, I was worried about running out of time, but I'm going to do an outline. I'm going to make sure I got everything right. And then Sunday night happens, and you just photo dump like 30 photos on me, and I might as well just like throwing the book in the air. And I was just like, well, now what am I going to do? Girls just got like all these photos that were, you know what, we're going to do like a rapid fire because again, it's like so many. Let's pull it up. So many things, so many buttons to push. These are in no order or in no way cropped in any way.
First time we saw our CD in the stores. Yep. Actually, I think Allie reposted that.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
Snapshotted it, but that was a picture from the first time we saw our album in the store. I want to say Canada, but I don't think that's what it was. I know we were in big coats, so someplace cold, and we went to the record store. They called us and was like, "Your album is out." We were already out promoting it, and we went to the store and we all bought a copy.
Well, I have to imagine that you guys are in prime retail space too, being right next to NSYNC probably.
Oh yeah,
at the height of that hype mania, right?
So that's what that picture was, and I remember hearing it for the first time on Radio Disney. I was driving in LA. And I was like, oh, my son's on Radio Disney. Like, back then, Radio Disney was, like, huge. And, yeah.
Was it I just can't help myself, or was
No,
it I
it
just
was
want to...
If You Want to Dance.
If You Want to Dance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was our first single, If You Want to Dance.
It still blows me away that this song wasn't a single. For as much as I've, like... It's one of those things where you grow up long enough believing something. Like, I was like, this song's so massive and so well-known and beloved by many. It had to have been a single. Had to have had a music video. And then I'm going on YouTube, I'm like, why can't I find a music video for this? This makes no sense. All right, so what do we got next? Oh, is this from the same trip?
Is that from... Yep.
Gosh.
Yep, that's us with the CD.
Yeah, I wish I was smart enough to
We're all, like,
enhance.
excited and
Can't do
holding it and everything.
Right.
That's it, big. So that's me dancing with LL Cool J. That's the Phenomenon video.
97?
Yeah, that's a big shift from Nobody's Angel to crawling in a disco ball towards LL Cool J and everything.
Were there any conversations when you guys were like signing your contracts with Disney where they had to like look into your past and be like,
they needed to know me and Sarah. But Sarah was more like she danced with Britney Spears for a long time when Britney first came out. Mm-hmm. So her stuff was a little calmer. I had some stuff out there that Disney just needed to be able to. How are we going to respond to this?
A Prince video.
I mean,
that's all you gotta say.
So like, but it was more outfits. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? LL Cool J, yeah, he's a rapper, but he's LL Cool J. Yeah. Like, it's not like I was, in a small club somewhere dancing, So, but some of the outfits, it was like, well, what are you going to do? Like, it's out there now.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, LL Cool J, it's so interesting based on how old you are, how you look at LL Cool J.
Yes.
Where, like, I'm a little bit younger, so I don't associate him with, like, the red Kangol hat and, like, the late 80s, Mama Gonna Knock You Out and stuff like that. For me, again...
This is like the resurgence, LL Cool J.
Well, for me, being a fan of TV, I remember him for In the House.
Oh, yes, with Debbie Allen.
Yes, and Alfonso Ribeiro, yeah.
It's funny. I always
and
say,
that's right around this era too. Like he's filming the show while also doing this music.
And I always say LL Cool J is really cool. Todd is a jerk, and they were definitely two different people.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave that there. I don't want to start nothing. All right. I don't want to draw any more attention to this podcast, and I'm already probably breaking so many copyright laws. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, guys. It was worth it. Okay. So where are we gonna go next? Oh, here's that Prince video.
I got to be rejected. I am immortalized by being rejected by Prince.
Prince, what are you doing?
In the one video.
Fool. Man.
It's funny. I worked with him when he didn't have a name, when he was just a symbol, and when he got it, you started using his name again. Mm-hmm. And when he didn't have a name, you would be like trying to get his attention, like, hello? Yeah, and he would finally turn around like, sir, would you mind when you do this part? Like, you know, he didn't like to be called boss or anything like that. It was, and then it was like,
what would you do?
Okay, but your back is turned to me. So, like, I'm doing jumping jacks. It's crazy.
It's the next video, I think, Prince too, as well. Yeah.
Yep. Being rejected by him. It's fabulous. I own it. I love it. He was one of the, I would say, the top artists that treated his dancers as artists. Like, we did a concert for his album, and he was like fussing with the camera people, like, why aren't you showing the dancers? They're showing, stop putting the camera on me. The dancers are telling the story in this part of the song. Yeah. And to have an artist like Prince, like, stand up for you and make you feel like you are part of the production, not a part of the background, it's pretty amazing. So he was an amazing person. He's sarcastic, but an amazing person.
Well, no, I'm glad that he understood the art of a music video because, like, someone that used to have like MTV on all the time. That's what I'm there for. I'm there for that production value. I'm there for a story,
just
cinematics,
as hard too, to be here. So
yeah,
he's really cool.
Is
that
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. I can't make these pictures any bigger. My God. Ooh, Disneyland.
Only on stage at Disneyland. Yes. Oh my God, I can't even count the number of times we performed at Disneyland, at Disney World. Like, it was like a second home, going back and forth.
Yeah.
And performing there, and having up and coming Hollywood record artists like open for us, and introduce them in and stuff. So it was cool because one of my first jobs as a professional dancer was dancing on the Disney Thanksgiving Day parade show.
Yeah.
And then to go back, the first time I went back as an artist, it was like, wow, this is really full circle. And, Disney treats their people right. When you are a Disney star, you, woo, yes.
Uh-oh. We've gone back in time.
When the dream started. Yes, little me and I'm a little teapot costume, ready to show the world what I can do with my toe heel.
Love it. Greatness comes from small beginnings, is what they always say.
Gotta have a dream. Gotta start somewhere.
That's right.
Definitely. Adorable. Our tour bus, one of our tour buses.
I love that this tour is sponsored by JanSport, by the way. I love that it's sponsored by JanSport Backpacks.
So, on
because
point
your
with the
audience.
time.
We're your audience.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. It's so funny. We went from being so excited about this tour bus to, pulling into the truck stop. And we're like, oh, my God, my face is on there. And I'm like, it's 2 a.m. And I'm walking into the truck stop in, slippers.
I didn't even think about that.
Hair's a mess. And, ugh. So, yeah, it has its pros and cons.
Oh, man. Yeah, my social awkwardness would not allow me to leave that bus at a gas station at 2 in the morning.
Amy Sue loved shopping at truck stops. She would spend all... I was like, what else do you need, woman? She would spend all her money at truck stop on stupid stuff.
I mean, are we buying mementos that say the town that you guys are in?
She's just buying crap. Okay. A shirt that says Paco. Just stuff for no reason.
I don't think I've ever bought a shirt from a gas station before.
Oh, my gosh. She loved the truck stop.
Maybe I'm doing life wrong. Maybe I am. I'm sorry, Amy Sue. I'm sorry.
And there's my bed in the tour bus. Very, you can see what was going on at the time. I was a huge Lakers fan. Always been a huge Lakers fan.
All right, so I got a question real quick. Okay. And this just came to me. Okay. So people are going to notice the Paul Walker poster.
Oh, my God. I love Paul Walker.
If I'm doing my math correctly, this is before the Fast and the Furious. Yes. So my question is, do you have a Paul Walker poster because of Meet the Deedles? Because of that Disney movie he was in?
I have a Paul Walker. What movie was he in? Is this before the one where it was like with Tobey Maguire? And it was like they went back in time? And Reese Witherspoon. I don't know if that was around that time. I've been a Paul Walker fan from the beginning. Okay. He's the reason why, and I am a Fast and Furious fan. Like, I see everything.
Yes.
I'm in the car, and I tell my daughter.
It's about family.
Fast and Furious. Like, That's I love it. But I loved him from the beginning.
Yeah. I'll text you if it's on Disney Plus.
I need to see when. I don't remember what was out during that time, but I definitely love some Paul Walker.
I'll have to do some more digging into this, and that we're in the Shaq and Kobe era of the Lakers and the Paul Walker. I'll have to see what era this is.
Yep.
But I bring it up because there's like a random YouTuber that I follow, and they review all the Fast and Furious movies, but he's my age, and he always points out, like, first time I saw Paul Walker, Disney Channel, Meet the Deedles.
Wow. I don't remember. I don't remember that, but I remember him in the movies and like.
Oh, and then I guess She's All That
curly
and stuff.
Hair.
Yeah.
Like, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
That's a good one.
R.I.P.
Nice drink of water. Brittany. That was when we opened for her for one of her tours. Yep, sweet girl.
I didn't even realize that was Brittany at first. I thought it was just one of the other girls in the group.
Yep, Brittany. And I remember with her tour, she was just really nice. Like, she didn't have to be as nice as she was to us being an opening act for her. Mm-hmm. And Sarah knew her because Sarah, danced with her when she first came out, the whole Oh Baby Baby era. So she really welcomed us. It was a really fun time hanging out with her.
It is embarrassing to look back at the level of crush I had on Britney Spears at the time. Like,
come on, we've all done the Slave for You dance somewhere in our bathroom, bedroom, somewhere. Oops.
And
we've all done it.
When we talk about time travel songs, for me, my favorite Britney Spears song is Sometimes. When I listen to Sometimes, it's the summer of 1999 again, and it has that same like sweet, like mid-tempo or not ballad, but like mid-tempo pop song.
I'm a toxic girl.
Okay,
that's the Britney I identify with.
Okay,
a little bit more of a sex singer right there.
Moving on. No. It's great. Dude, I love whenever I feel like Toxic has had this longevity in like recent years when people are like remix it and put in like a trailer for like your latest Netflix show or movie and you hear that like those violins that just crush it. Yeah. I love Toxic.
So this is a perk when I talk about Disney and synergy, and this is one of the perks of SeaWorld in San Diego, I believe it was, and after we performed there, we were able to go back and meet the different animals, and I love beluga whales. I loved beluga whales at that time. I had a stuffed beluga whale that traveled with me, and I don't know why, but we were able to meet the beluga whales and be in the enclosure and have the San Diego jacket and everything, and one of the best, most amazing perks of being a Disney girl.
Gosh. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Do you have like a thing just for like sea animals in general? Because if so, you picked an awesome town to live in.
I love dolphins. I love to swim. I know that I was in a past life a dolphin, a killer whale, something. Mm-hmm. Dolphins, killer whales, belugas are my favorites. Killer whale is probably number one. Yeah. They're just beautiful to me, and their beauty in their swimming. And just how smart they are and how they work as a team. And I think my whole thing too with those animals too is that they stay connected as a family all their life. Mm-hmm. And that is just so appealing to me. Yeah.
Gosh, now I'm just going down the rabbit hole in my head of like some documentary I watched. But no, it's just like how you know, like a mother and daughter, like Dolphin or something. Like they could be miles apart.
Yep.
And like in pitch black, and they still.
And
connect.
it's funny. My daughter is she's at UNCW, and her major is marine biology.
Perfect.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's in the genes.
It's in the genes.
That's right. No, because when I was a kid, when the Free Willy movies were big, so
I love the Free
orca
Willy
whales.
movies. I mean, you got orca whales and Michael Jackson. Like,
you took the words out of my mouth.
What combination do you need?
People out there know if you had Free Willy 1 or 2 on VHS, you were treated to a Michael Jackson music video before the movie started.
Oh,
the good old days.
Loved it.
Oh my gosh.
On stage, I believe that is at SeaWorld, or I could be wrong. But yep, on stage performance with the girls.
Oh yep, San Diego radio station 93.3.
There you go.
Man,
my memory serves me correct. Me and Amy Sue. And I will say, me and Amy Sue, we were close, and Allie and Sarah were close. Okay. Me and Amy Sue were the weird ones. She was quirky and silly, and I was defiant, and
you got to have all those people for a group to work.
And so
all those personalities.
We just really, we clicked. We clicked so well together.
Gosh.
And it would be funny because there would be parts in the songs that people assumed that I sung because they sound soulful, and they were actually Amy Sue.
Oh, gosh. So that brings me to like another point where it's disappointing how hard it is to find like archival footage of Nobody's Angels, because when I'm listening to all the songs, like I don't really know who's singing like which part. And it's really a bummer. And especially because like...
And I can't, when I listen to the songs, that's all I hear. I'm like, there's me, there's Sarah, there's the 4 of us, there's Allie. Like, I can't just listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm back in the studio and I know who did what part and where we came in and stuff like that.
And
so
it's like
crazy.
And the music and the genre of that time, like the music is so like layered and like so it's like even when someone's having a solo, it's like why does it sound like it sounds like there's 2 people?
But the one good thing about our album too was that it wasn't Amy Sue sang everything,
Yes.
We all sang on that album. And you can hear that, in the songs. And if we weren't doing lead, we're doing background or or talking. Like we're all over that album, that first album.
Gosh, so something I wanted to bring up that I forgot to, but I want to give like each one of the girls in the band their flowers. Like how did you all meet? I know that you guys were all dancing, and I read, either you told me or I read somewhere that it was like this combined love of dancing and singing that formed the friendship, formed the group. Like, so can you speak to like...
Do you want the Disney version or do you want the real version?
I mean, let's get the real version.
Do you want me to pop the bubble or do you want to stay in the Disney synergy?
I mean, it's been 26 years. I feel like we can pop some bubbles. Yeah, let's go.
So... Sarah and Amy Sue and Allie had already been put together by our manager.
Okay.
And they wanted a 4th girl. And one of the choreographers I worked with, Marguerite Derricks, recommended me. I came to the manager's office, sang a couple of songs in the office, and that was it. And I was in the group. Now, the Disney version...
Okay. Give me both.
That we were all dancers and we just hung out together and formed a group. Okay. And one day...
So that's the version that I've either read or heard. Yes.
And that one day while we were hanging out, we were trying to come up with a name. And Sarah said, hey, we should be the Angels. And I said to her, Sarah, you are nobody's angel. And that's how we got the group name. That's the Disney version.
Another exclusive, people.
There you go. There's your exclusive.
All right, someone's got to go edit that Wikipedia page. Because straight up, facts be wrong on that page. I'm telling you.
That's how it works.
Because, that was going to be my question later. Because, like, when we talk about... Later, I'm going to go track by track through your album. Just so you know. Have an entire page full. Yeah. But, it was weird that you guys ended the album with a... Well, it was weird that it was a We Are Family hard sample on that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you guys are on so many soundtracks, and yet you're called Nobody's Angel. This is your last song on the album. Is this song on the Charlie's Angel soundtrack that comes out in the year 2000? No. Granted, it wasn't a Disney movie, so I guess that's why.
There you go. Back to synergy.
Gosh, man. Breaking all the exclusives today.
There you go. I hope I didn't burst your bubble.
No. I mean...
You seem a little deflated.
No, you know what? That's what we need when we grow up. We need to come to terms with our past. And everything is not... When you read the history books, everything's not always as it seems. Always good to do.
Well. And I was always the one, if anybody asked, I was always the one who told the story.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's see where we're going next.
Oh, Mickey, Disney World, perks. Love it.
I know. So I probably shouldn't admit this, but
what?
We popping bubbles.
Okay.
So again, I have a 6-year-old son, and he has not been to Disney World yet. But
what are you waiting for?
I did take his mother to Disney World while he stayed at home with his grandmother.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, hear me out. No, I really don't have a good reason. Well, she had never been her entire life, so
really?
And I was lucky enough.
So she needed a special first time.
Yes,
I understand that.
I was lucky enough to have we were lucky enough to have the means where I think we went to Disney World. We made the trip like maybe 3 different times growing up. And as a kid, I didn't appreciate it at all because I was such a film person where I was just like, I want to go to Universal Studios.
Oh, God.
But my mom loves Disney, loves everything Disney with a passion. So I never won that battle.
I have 2 things to add to that.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to go to Disney when we were younger, and there is a picture of me and my 2 brothers with Pluto, and we are all crying because we got a spanking before the picture because we were acting like a jerk.
Kids do that.
Yes.
Especially in theme parks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Myself, outside of Nobody's Angel, I am a Disney person. Disney songs, Disney movies. I love Disney World. I love Disneyland. I have gone so many times. I've taken my daughter as recently as for her 19th birthday. She had never been to Disneyland. So we took her to California for her 19th birthday to go to Disneyland.
Yes.
And then 3 months later went to Disney World. We go at least once a year. We have been on the Disney cruise and going back on the Disney cruise in November. Just me and my daughter. But we're excited because she's an adult now, so she won't have to go to the kiddie club. She can come to the adult club. But I love Disneyland, Disney World, Disney. I
always thought I was fortunate to grow up on the East Coast because I always just assumed Disney World was better just because each thing has like its own park.
I hate to say it. It is.
Yeah.
It's bigger. Because my daughter's when she walked down Main Street at Disneyland, she was like, it's so small. I'm like, yeah, we're in the middle of a city, baby. Like, there's only so much land Disney can buy, but it's still magical. But Disney World is the place to be.
So I haven't been to Disneyland, but now I do view that as like a different sort of magic where it's just like you have to fit it all in one day. So it's just like how I look at the map of this park. It's like, how can I utilize my time best and hit up all this stuff in one day? And it's almost like it's a different sort of magic that it's all crammed together in the middle of this city where it shouldn't belong.
But I will tell you this, the best magic will be the first time you take your son.
Yeah.
Because, oh God, I'm going to tear up.
I'm sorry I haven't already taken you, Desmond. I'm sorry.
I can remember my daughter being in her Disney princess dress on the parade line.
Which princess?
With the fake snow. She was Belle.
Okay.
With the fake, because our last name is Belle. I can see the snow falling down from the parade because we went, her first time we took her the day after Christmas and stayed to New Year's. And her face and the joy. And I was a mama bear that first time. Like, I was the one like, oh, I saved this spot for my kid.
Yeah.
Oh, my kid is going to get autographed by this. Like, I was aggressive. We almost got a divorce. I was aggressive. But I wanted my kid to have the Disney magic that I did.
Yeah.
And watching her do that and being able to give her that, like, still to this day makes me feel like a good mom. Whether they should or not. But having that moment, watch the magic through your kid's eyes.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it.
I know. It always amazed me, and it's the typical story with all kids where we'll get him all these toys, and at the end of the day, he's playing with a trash bag. Like, this is my sack. And I'm running around with it all across the house. I'm like, I got you so much stuff this Christmas. But it's good you said, like, the magic, it makes me sad for myself that, like, I can't see the magic in a plastic trash bag that he does. But it's like you said, like, seeing the magic in their eyes. And it's something that I've appreciated growing older where, you know, I talk about where I was when I watched that Boy Meets World episode and, like, adolescence where you are so the center of your own universe and everything is all about you. And you're the main character in your story. And now later in life, it's like, well, I'm kind of just happy being like the side character in his story. I just want to be like the supporting cast and whatever this crazy kid is going to do in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as a performer too, you go to being on stage and the spotlight is on you so much. And it's hard to step away from that. Even in my smaller world, and you hear about artists that, you know, they couldn't let go or they didn't know how to transition back into the real world. And I have enjoyed the spotlight turning off me and being on my kid and doing anything I can to now make her passions come true, just like what my parents did for me.
Yeah.
So.
Gosh. The joys of being a parent.
Yay!
It's like they always say, the days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
Like especially in like the era of these like smartphones, like I'll get the memories where it's just like, this was 4 years ago. I'm like, are you sure it felt like last week? Are you kidding me? 4 years?
I'm 19, and I'm like,
I can imagine.
I'm checking. I just want her
I should stop.
To my text.
I should stop.
I just see the dot. I'm like, just.
Oh, not the dots.
Can you just give me a
Left her
wave, an
hanging.
emoji, or something? Like, I just sent you this long one, so enjoy the memory photos.
We'll have to see how your daughter reacts when this video goes live. It's like,
I don't know. She's very shy.
Has she ever been around someone as crazy as me that would go through all this?
I mean,
it'd be this much of
I am her mom.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's very shy.
Yeah.
Very reserved. She could never do anything like this. Her social anxiety would just be like, oh my gosh, it's not her. She's competitive. She gets that from me. And even with her sport of choice, you know, she goes out, she does her thing, and gosh, if she wins, she doesn't brag about it. She's just very like, okay. And she doesn't like having that attention on her. And sometimes being the person that I am, I'm like, girl, brag, stick the chest out. Yes, you did that. Gosh. I did that. I made you.
Yeah.
Like, but that's not her.
That is the type of attitude that you are embarrassed for from a mother, but you also need from a mother.
Yeah.
Okay? You need that.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing. It's like, the fact that I'm doing this is like beyond me because like I am that person. Like I share those social anxieties and will like bite my tongue and overanalyze things to like the nth degree. But I don't like the reason I'm doing this is like, you know, we talk about getting older and it's just like I've reached that point in my life where it's just like I want people to do these stories and no one else is doing them. So I can either sit there and be upset about it or I can do them myself.
And I think too, as you get older, at least for me, it's like, you don't pay my bills, so why am I worried about what you have to say about me? And as long as my parents, my husband, and my daughter love me, I'm good. I don't need anything else. That's the cake.
Yeah.
Everything else is the icing. I can have the cake without icing. It's sweeter to have it, but I don't need it.
Yeah. It's, you know, growing older and becoming more comfortable with yourself. It's something I'm only just now starting to get, and I am appreciating it. And hopefully it gets better, and hopefully some of these social anxieties will fall by the wayside.
And then, you know, again, not to brag, I think about, there's a lot of people that don't know my life, so they will see this and be like, holy crap. And part of that then helps me, too, be like, you don't even know the things that I have done. Why am I worried about you? I have done so much. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I have lived my dream. I'm in the second season of my life, but I've lived my dream to the fullest and pushed myself and worked hard and traveled places and been to places that you've only read about. Why am I going to let your opinion of me affect me?
God, I feel like you have so much tea you could spill from all your years in the industry. What are you doing after this podcast? You want to grab dinner or something? Just saying, not enough time. Not enough time, and I want to hear all the stories. But back to the photos.
Okay.
We're back at Disney World, and
Yes.
oh my gosh,
Signing
the fan
autographs
base.
At the end of this. Let me tell you, this photo is from opening at Britney Spears.
Okay.
It's
but I
my
see plenty of
birthday.
Nobody Angels.
It's my birthday.
Uh-huh.
And during the show,
Mm-hmm.
16,000 people sang happy birthday to me.
Aww.
It was so amazing. So amazing. But yeah, this is signing posters after a show.
Gosh. The love. Oh, there's another one.
There's another one, signing posters after a show. The work of an artist.
Gosh.
Well, this is during my dance career.
What-
Doing competitions.
Before or after Nobody's Angel?
This is after Nobody's Angel.
Okay.
Yep. I was teaching dance at a dance studio, and my kids dared me to compete. They're like, you don't know what it's like? Oh, I don't? Okay, let me show you.
Let Mama show you.
Yep.
Okay.
Mama had to show them how it was done.
That's what I wanted to ask, because I think I remember this right. When you came in for that interview with Fran in 2016, were you...
I had my own dance studio. Mm-hmm. I had my own dance studio. I taught at a studio in town for a while. I opened my own dance studio, had that for a while. And then once my daughter got more serious with horse,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't juggle both.
Mm-hmm.
And it was time to focus on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I closed my studio and have put, I do judge dance competitions,
Mm-hmm.
but put all my attention and resources behind her.
Wow. Well, I'm putting it out there now. Have you ever heard of this Dancing with the Seahawks thing?
Yeah,
that we
I
do?
have heard about
Yeah?
that. Yeah.
We need to get you to be a judge on there next year.
Oh, God, yes. I would love to.
Fran won it 2 years ago. Arena Crooms won it tied with the mayor this year. How are you not been a judge?
I don't know. I would love to.
I mean, not just a judge. I mean, I would go as far as to say that you should be getting like the key to the city and like a parade thrown in your honor. But that's just me, the guy
You
who
know
makes
what?
the Nobody's Angel fan cast.
I'll take Azalea Queen.
Azalea Queen 2026. I'm
Hello,
calling it right
how
now.
are
Let's
you?
make it happen. Fan campaign. Write it in. Let's go. And
handprints. So Disney World, was it Disney World or Disneyland?
so would this be like
One
that
of them.
Chinese theater?
They have like their own Chinese theater thing, and
Mhm.
so we got our handprints are in cement outside of that. Now the other cool thing about this day was Rock and Roller Coaster, which they just
the Aerosmith
they-
one?
yeah,
I remember
Aerosmith
that one.
This day on Rock and Roller Coaster, they played Nobody Angel songs all day for Rock and Roller Coaster. So we got to ride the roller
Oh my
coaster and hear our songs. So that was really cool.
God, if there's anyone that has video of this, please upload it to YouTube. I would love to see that.
God, I would love to see it.
Man. Oh,
And
speaking
there's
of,
Aerosmith. Look, there he
I
is.
swear these pictures were in a random order. I did not plan that. That's wild.
Funny.
That's wild.
I was dancing with LL Cool J. We were at the European MTV Awards, I believe, and saw him backstage. I mean, I loved Steven Tyler. I love Aerosmith.
I loved this.
Loving an elevator. Like, I love those songs. Crazy. Told you,
Oh,
my
no.
music taste is like crazy.
My favorite Aerosmith song would be Angel.
Really?
That like rock power ballad from like the
Yeah.
late 80s. Yes, that is my favorite. But I love this era around the year 2000 where they were doing Just Push Play and Jaded. That
Yeah.
video Jaded with like Mila Kunis. I loved Aerosmith at that
Yep.
time too. Wow.
And there's with Kobe. With my
Kobe.
Lakers. My Laker jersey. I had his number on. I still have that jersey.
Yeah.
I wear it to school when we have Jersey Day. Yeah.
Were you in Nobody's Angel when this picture is taken?
I
Or
think.
maybe a dance connection with the
I think
Laker
this
girls
was
or something?
before.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I was there. I was at. Was this? This was not halftime show. This was MTV used to do like a sports kind of thing.
MTV Sports.
Yeah,
I remember
and so
that.
that was
Dan Cortez.
something with that. Yeah.
Okay. Gosh.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Man, you bringing up like past MTV programming.
I know. I need it.
No, it makes me sad that we never got an MTV Cribs episode of Nobody's Angel.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
Lord, I don't
Did
know
you-
if we wanted that.
I was gonna say, like, other than a tour bus, did you guys ever like what was
We
the
didn't live together,
living
no.
situation? Was it
No,
were you
we
guys
all
just
had our
constantly
own-
on tour, on a
Our
bus?
own spots. And
Yeah.
that there were some tours or shows where we had to room together, and so me and Amy C would room, and Allie and Sarah would room if we didn't have our own rooms. But no, there's Whoopi Goldberg for Cinderella. Okay,
The
here's a
goat.
funny story about this one.
All right, hit me.
So she had over $1 million worth of jewelry on,
Okay.
and she had security that followed her around the set because of it. And she would come and hide from security, like among the dancers and stuff like that, like during the breaks. That was her fun time, was hiding from security and stressing them out about the jewelry.
So what is this for?
This is for Cinderella with Brandy.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I gotta be honest. I did not see Cinderella with Brandy, and I know my generation holds it very highly.
Yes.
I gotta rewatch it one day,
Oh,
especially because I think they
get
asked her to
good
come back. As a,
residuals from that.
Right.
Yeah, she just got asked back on Descendants.
Yeah.
Now I know that from my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, Mom, Brandy's Cinderella again. And
Right.
okay, that's cool.
Gosh, I was just having a conversation with people out in the newsroom about a Goofy movie, which Tevin Campbell I love. It's one of those things where when we talk about like Brandy's Cinderella or a Goofy movie, these are the sort of projects that they were made for TV type of things, and they weren't given like the love and care that maybe like other properties were. Like Goofy movie came out the same summer as Toy Story, and it's just like, but it's nice that like Disney would not consider that a classic, but because of fans keeping it alive over the years, we made it a classic. It is now a classic because we demanded it to.
Yep.
And I feel like it's the same thing with like
Cinderella.
Brandy and Cinderella, where it's just like over the years we've fans have kept it alive.
Well, I mean,
and
it was
it's like,
such a big deal, the fact that she was black.
Yeah.
Her Prince Charming was Asian Pacific, I believe. And, her father, Whoopi Goldberg, was black, who was his mother, and her husband was white. Like, to have this multicultural cast was new, back then. So now you see it a lot everywhere, so it's not a big deal. But it was groundbreaking when that first
Whitney
came
Houston. How could I forget Whitney Houston?
Yeah, Whitney Houston, yes.
A lot of
So,
people know. Small photo. I'm sorry, guys. I can't make it. My constant complaint throughout the episode. But yeah.
yep. So,
Gosh.
it's a great thing. Nice to still get residuals from it. Halftime show, the Super Bowl. That was the Motown halftime show. So it was all Motown artists, Smokey Robinson, all kinds of other Motown artists for the halftime show.
And I gotta do my math and figure out what year this is.
Oh,
This would be like
gosh,
90s.
Stop aging me, please.
No, because so from my perspective, what's going on in my head is that I remember as a kid in like 5th grade having a huge Super Bowl shirt that for Super Bowl 30 XXX, and it was just like, oh, XXX, whatever, school principal, whatever. I made it in life. Forget him. So this would be like 2 years later. So like this is around like 97 or 98, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gosh.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Just say I've been on that big stage.
Man.
Pretty cool.
When you see like a Super Bowl like halftime, like do you watch the Super Bowl every year? Do you look at the halftime show as someone that performed in it and like appreciate what the artistry that the God, again, we talked about SNL earlier. The amount of like
Work
planning
behind the scenes and stuff.
and everything has to hit
Yes.
at a certain time. Like,
Yeah.
do you look at it through like that perspective of like?
I look at it both ways. It's
Yeah.
like a 50-50. Like, I'm enjoying it, but then I also know that feeling of running in the dark, to the stage with just like the tape that's like, reflective, and finding your spot, coming on, the music bouncing, because it's so big, and making sure you're still on beat. But then I can still, enjoy it. I personally feel like Prince's halftime show was the best ever. I mean,
It
God,
rained as it
rained on
purple rain,
Like,
guys.
you cannot top that.
Yes.
Like, how God is a Prince fan. Like, it
Clearly.
rained during Purple Rain. Come on. They did not order it. They did not, rig it.
Yeah.
It was just the way it was meant to be.
Right.
So, Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about goats and football, Prince halftime show, Purple Rain. Absolutely.
Oh, that was I forgot I did a Dr. Pepper commercial with the Black Eyed Peas.
Okay.
That's what that's from. Mm-hmm. Jeez, I forget some of the stuff I've done.
Do you remember what this commercial could be about? I'm definitely going to have to look these up when I go home later.
It was like a jazz club speakeasy. Like an old school kind of thing like that.
Low-key, I really wish we had a jazz club in Wilmington.
No.
I wish I could go downtown on a Saturday night at like 1:30 in the morning and go to a jazz club. That's my dream.
It's a dream.
If any potential business owners in Wilmington, please make that happen for me at some point.
That's what that was from.
And
that is from the movie Like Mike with
Little Bow Wow?
Little Bow Wow.
Okay.
Yep, it's one of the cheerleaders on his team.
Gosh, okay. I definitely remember that movie. That's awesome.
Yep. Oh, Dad, the Wanda Sykes show. I forgot I was on that too. She had a TV show for a hot minute. I think it was maybe just a season. It may have only been a couple of episodes, but
I know. So I know Wanda has had like a bunch of different.
Just have a bunch of different ones.
Would this be a sitcom, a variety show, or a talk
sitcom.
show? Okay,
this was a sitcom. Yeah.
So what would you be doing in this episode?
I was dancing.
Yeah.
Was I a hired dancer for this episode? I can't remember what the episode was about. Something, I'm sure, in that regard. Yeah.
It's funny
because this was about the same time I was. What was that sketch comedy show? Not SNL. Was it
Mad TV?
Mad TV. I did a lot of episodes on Mad TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a contracted dancer with them for about a year, so I did a lot of different episodes with that. So it was around that same time.
Gosh, that's such a blind spot for me. I was an SNL kid. My wife was a Mad TV kid, so she'll quote old especially now that Jordan Peele is like ascended to like the top of Hollywood. She'll quote these random Mad TV sketches where I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
Gosh, yeah. It was funny. Like recently in the era of streaming, I've gone back to. When I was a little kid, my grandmother would watch HBO Late Night and Chris Rock's talk show. Yeah,
and I danced on that too.
The name drops. Oh my God!
It's just so many things I forget. I mean, it was 10 years of dancing professionally, so I had to pay my rent.
Gosh, no, I was just gonna say that like those episodes like the talk show, and it's weird because like talk shows really don't get they're kind of just like put out into the world and then not kept, but those old Chris Rock episodes are on HBO Max, and like it's wild to go back and watch that because I don't remember Wanda Sykes as a head writer on that show, but she was. I don't remember the guy who ended up playing Pootie Tang in that movie is also a writer on that show.
Yes.
Oh God. So yeah, just going back to the Wanda Sykes and just what a time.
So much fun. Drew
Hill. Man, now you're speaking to my Baltimore roots.
Yep, Drew Hill video.
God.
Yes, love them. That was fun. Yeah, that was after Nobody's Angel. Yep.
Man,
I love my makeup and hair in that picture or that video.
Is this really after Nobody's Angel? This is in 2003?
Is it? Well,
I swear.
Maybe it was during. Because we had some downtime that I would, get called, and if the money was right. There is the one thing I regret turning down. So Rob Marshall did Cinderella, and he called me. I didn't even have the audition. Called me to do Chicago, be one of the featured dancers on Chicago.
Yeah.
And we were on tour or about to go on tour, and I turned it down. And it is my biggest regret to this day.
Yeah.
Because I can see the scenes where I know he would have put me in.
Really?
I'm like, oh, that could have been me. I've done so much, and I'm blessed with all the work that I've done, but that, biggest regret.
Well, we've got to get you in a Rob Marshall movie. Because I know he's done other musicals. I want to say that he did one with Daniel Day-Lewis called like 9 or something a couple years ago.
He's done a lot.
He knows dance.
Yeah, he knows dance for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I was questioning the date on the Drew Hill video because, so I too have seen Cisco in concert. Not like many people have. I went to this podcast thing in San Francisco in 2016, same year that you were here in the studio. And those YouTubers are like best friends with like Cisco, or Cisco's like fans of their podcast. So they put on this like huge production, and in the middle of it, he sang the Pokemon theme song, and a giant Pikachu came out on stage, and a million people are just like, Pokemon, gotta catch up.
Oh my God,
and
we've
it's
done
Cisco.
that song
It's
too.
like,
It's so many different people who have done the Pokemon song.
Yeah.
Like, we've done it, he's done it. There's like so many different versions of that song.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and that's the only, not the only, but the major cool points I get with my daughter, because she's huge in anime. Is that I can say I sang, and I can pull that up. You can find that on YouTube. But that I sang and performed at the premiere of a Pokemon movie.
Stacey, how many photos have we just gone through? And how is that the thing that impresses your daughter the most?
Exactly.
Are we raising our kids right? I don't know
I don't
anymore.
think we are.
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are.
Okay. Gosh. No. Okay, and then also, because I was... I remember some stories Cisco told once about like being on the set with Will Smith in the Wild Wild West music video, and
I did 2 Will Smith videos.
Which was
Jiggy with It and Men in Black.
Gosh.
And the Jiggy with It.
I have so much homework to do tonight.
We were in Las Vegas, and one of the scenes was this like reflective tower, and we're dancing on top of it in red fleece sweatsuits.
Yes, I remember that episode.
Las Vegas, getting jiggy, sweating like a mule, and they would lower him down in between.
Oh, sure.
Shoots and scenes, but we had to stay on there with the sun reflect. Oh my God, it was. Now he was super sweet and super nice, but I was like, I need hazard pay or something.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous to jiggy to. In 179-degree weather.
No, because I vaguely remember, and I thought it was Cisco telling a story about how he was on the set of Wild Wild West music video, and he was just like, that was the beginning of the end for Drew Hill. Like, we almost like broke up on that video, and that was like in '99. So that's why I was just like, I don't know. But then again, someone might fact check me on that in the comments. But please be nice, guys. I'm not a historian or anything. Chat be cool.
That was a remake of Dance Fever.
So this I'm curious about, because I looked it up. It's like on IMDb around 2003. I do not remember this show at all. Can you explain where this aired?
It had to have aired.
And it's a remake? It
was a remake.
What is this show?
We were in Vegas. We stayed at the MGM. It was shot at the MGM, and we had to stay there for, I think it was like a month, a little over a month. Oh my God, I couldn't get the ringing of the slot machines out of my head.
Oh God. Never sleeps.
I don't know when it aired, but it aired.
Well, what was like the concept behind the show? Like, you're a dancer.
It was the same. It was like the dance competition. Like, we were the main girls.
So like America's like Next Best Dance Crew type of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
But we were the main girls, so we.
So you're like the
show.
You're like the house band,
exactly.
the Fly Girls.
We were the house Fly Girls. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Dance Fever.
Oh, my ballerina days. I thought I was going to be Misty Copeland, but instead I was crawling on the floor with LL Cool J. So.
I think even Misty Copeland would say you won that battle.
Hey, she danced with Prince too, so I'm good.
Man. So, when your daughter was coming of age, did you try to feel out if she was going to be into dance like you? Yeah.
She danced up until she was 9 years old. She was so good. She was better than me.
No.
She was better than me.
Dang.
High praise. You did have to piss her off for her to do her best. You had to make her mad. I understand that.
I did sports as a kid, and it was one of those things where, but
it wasn't.
Brings up the competition in you.
It was so hard for me because she was so good, but it wasn't her passion.
Yeah.
And horse was her passion, and she took some time to do dance and horse at the same time. And I'll never forget, she had to bring in her dad, and they sat me down, and she was like, I don't want to dance anymore. I've been talking to Dad about this for 6 months, and I've been scared to tell you. Because dance was so important to me that when I was pregnant, I was like, what if my child doesn't have rhythm? What if she can't move. You know, I mean, what if she?
I gotta
is
be
just
careful
a
these
bad
next 9
dancer?
months.
Exactly.
Everything's
Like,
okay.
I was so worried. And then when she, I was literally 9 months in the studio teaching hip hop and like doing this, and the kids were like, please stop, Miss Stacey, like it's gross,
Yeah.
like stop. So dance was so important to me, and when she started dancing, and I have still in the house pictures of our first dance class together, Mommy and Me class, and my feet in my ballet shoes and her feet in her ballet shoes, and so excited to, yes, I get to share this with her, and she's good, and she's winning.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her thing. She just had no passion for it, and it was one of the hardest things as a mom to have to put myself back and check myself. And be like, I appreciate you and thankful that you came and talked to me. I'm sorry that you were scared to do it. I hear you. I understand. Let's do horse. And a year after that, I closed my dance studio so I could focus on her for horse full time.
But in the end, I mean, she had that conversation with you at the perfect time in life. It would be a shame, to put so much like time, effort, and money.
And I look at horse now, and I tell her all the time, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't let you do horse earlier.
Yeah.
But it was a learning point for me as a mom.
I know.
For sure.
We have those points as parents now where Mama wants Desmond to win her a Grammy. Daddy wants him to win an Oscar, or an Emmy.
But you have a lot of parents that live through their kid, and I was doing that for a minute, and I'm glad that I fixed it, and she was able to express herself, and I had to learn to back up and let it be about her.
I think that's something that all parents go through. I mean, like you talk about like imprinting on your kids when you're buying your kids clothes, when they have no taste of their own, you're picking the Disney characters that you like.
Yep.
They're picking the bands that you like and giving them graphic tees.
She's a Disney person, because then I just would have had to leave her. I mean, you can't not dance and not be a Disney person. Like, I would have had to put her up for adoption after that. So thank God she got the Disney gene.
Thank you.
So.
Final 2 photos.
Oh, look at that.
We're still in childhood era.
That was a Mickey outfit, too.
It is, isn't it?
Yep. I was to a Mickey song, one of my first recitals. Yep. See? Disney, even back then.
Grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, Philadelphia. I was a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader when I was in college at Temple. Yep.
Gosh. You've just been... Our weatherman is a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Really?
I'm going to drop this bomb on him tomorrow morning. Yep.
Yep, I did.
Okay.
I was a cheerleader, cheered for the Eagles and cheered for Temple. This is so bad, but I'm going to say it anyway.
What you got?
At the time, I was the only black girl on a cheerleading squad, and they would put me and my partner in front of Bill Cosby when he came to the games, so that he would see, hey, look, we got a black girl. You can donate more money. But thank God, it was only for cheering.
What a time. What a time. Oh, man. So, we just did our photo dump.
Yes. Looking at your notes.
Yes, looking at my notes. So, you know what? I am going to take this time. I am going to...
Oh, God, what?
I've taken this time to call my production manager and tell him to possibly extend the recording on our interview, because I don't think I set up enough time for this. I didn't realize how much we were going to talk.
Oh,
and I'm so sorry if you had anything to do after this.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
All I got to do
This is a peek behind the curtains of how we do these podcasts. I'm going to even put him right up next to the speaker.
Glen Burnie, Maryland, you're on the air.
Hi, Brian. You're on the air with Scott Pachilis, coming live to you from the WECT Digital Studio. How are you today?
Good, sir. How about yourself?
Good. I just need you to do a favor for me real quick. I am having the time of my life in here, talking to one Miss Stacey Harper Bell about Nobody's Angel, and we have let time get away from us. Can you extend the time on our recording for let's just say another hour? I don't know where this is going.
Actually, I'd already put 45 minutes on it, so not too long ago.
All right. Thank you,
let's
sir.
see.
Just keep
So
an eye on that for me, please.
Yeah, you have 52 minutes left.
Okay. In my head, that is enough time. We'll see what happens. All right. Thank you. Bye. All right. That's how the sausage is made, everybody.
Are you serious?
You know, again, if we're going to do it right, I had to get this.
Oh my God. And then it has messages from us.
What would you tell the Stacey that's on that album cover? My note is just perfect R&B ballad.
That's my second favorite song.
Yes.
We had the
Don't tell me this was supposed to be
planned out. I was so mad that we didn't get to release that as a single. I think that would have popped so hard. As an artist, that's one of those moments where you realize, like, you don't have a say. It's Disney trying to be black, and it didn't work.